What up, though? And welcome to Lunchtime Detroit Lions Talk, brought to you by Detroit Lions on the Prowl and Lions Nation Unite. It's your man, Curt Still. Today is Monday, September 26, 2022. On deck for today's show, man, we recap the game yesterday. That tough defeat, fourth quarter loss to the Vikings. LL takes a look at the offense. Coach Mike takes a look at how the defense performed, and I give you my bossed up, ball out, and I think y'all already know who the ball on player of the game is. If y'all don't, it ain't no surprise, man. But before we get to all that, it's time to bring in the rest of the crew. First up, man, y'all know who it is, man. You know how you get all them plates from Sunday dinner from the churches, you know what I'm saying? And the deaconess boy to be mixing hook them up. It's my man, LL Cool. What's going on, my guy?
Not the deaconess.
What's that, Prowl Nation? And good morning.
Man, y'all know who it is, man. It's our defensive line coach extraordinaire, man. The Wolverine is who?
Coach Mike Jones. What's going on, Lion fans?
Let's get this thing started
right now.
Let's go.
It's Detroit Lions Talk, baby. Here we go, fellas, with that old damn Monday. But Curt, go on, let them know what the stats is, man.
All right, so y'all know what it is. Let's get into these stats right quick, man. First downs, Vikings had 30, we had 23. You look at the passing yards, passing yards. The Vikings had we had 277, they had 250. I mean, total yards, we outgained them the whole game. We had time of possession at 34 minutes. It was total yards was 416 to 373. Here's where it was a really breakdown. Both teams, neither team did good on third down. We were 3 for 16. They were 2 for 9, a little bit better than us, but it was just terrible. Fourth down, 4 for 6 for us, 1 for 2 for them. Man, it was just that the stats of the game wasn't that great. Rushing yards was 139 and 123. Red zone, we was 3 for 3. They were 3 for 3. Penalties is what killed us. 7 for 59. That guy is 3 for 15 for those guys. Both had a turnover apiece. Yeah, it was just a tough. I mean, you look at these stats. We were ahead on stats the whole damn game, but the end of the game, it was the points that mattered. Tough fourth quarter loss, man. Brutal. Up 24-14 in the fourth quarter. At the start of the fourth quarter, fell apart down the stretch, man. Too many penalties and some injuries to some key players on both sides of the ball. On offense, they called the drive to sputter. And the defense, it hurt the passing game as far as the passing defense. Besides Justin Jefferson, the kicking game issues, man, and some questionable play calling down the stretch, man. Some things that made you kind of scratch your head. Tough road loss in a division where we were up 10 points in the fourth quarter. Man, you should win that game. It's game 3, plenty of time to improve. Here's the bright thing on some of these guys that got injured that may not be long term. We got an early bye week, so we got a chance to kind of get some guys healthy, and then some of the guys that we already have that's on the IR, have some time to come back, and they can come back after the bye. So we got some ammunition. We can reload here pretty quick up in the near future. So tough loss, man. What do you guys think? I know I was just like, to be honest with you, man, I fell asleep after the game. I was just that kind of just drained after this game. I just kind of fell asleep for a while. It just kind of like I had to just kind of recharge.
Honestly, first off, kind of side issue. I want to just basically say F you to all the fantasy football experts who said it was going to be just an explosion. Because there wasn't no goddamn explosion, man. And I think I lost some money betting on the wrong teams, man, to really do something. So y'all ain't no damn experts. But you know what? That game, was a game that we just let slip through our fingertips.
Mm-hmm.
We let it slip through our fingertips, whether you want to blame it on play from the players or calls from the coaches. It was a together effort where we gave it away.
Mm-hmm.
And do you want to say it's the SOL? I wouldn't say it's the SOL because of one thing.
Mm-hmm.
We faced two division champions, two preseason division champions, and we were in both games until the very last second. So that right there is a change because usually we not in it like that. We usually not
Get
leading
ran
the
out the
whole
stadium.
game. Yeah, yeah. So it's not the same old lines, but at the same time, we ended the game like the same old Lions. So we just gotta find that middle ground between the two to bring it together. And we'll be all right, man. I mean, it was a game that most people chalked up as a loss, as we in US Bank, and they're like, I don't probably lose. So I mean,
And
we
it's
we feel like it's gonna win, but I mean,
we got
yeah,
14 games left. I
yeah,
mean, that's the only really for me bright spot is like it's 14 games, still early in the season. Um, there were a lot of upsets yesterday. And I think the Lions was one of them. I think we should have won that game. I think that even with the 6 point underdogs, I think we still should have won that game.
yeah.
It is what it is. What you got, Ella?
Yeah, like you said, Kurt, you fell asleep after the game. Imagine my surprise. I fell asleep at halftime and woke up and seeing their final score, and I just said, "God damn, what happened, man?" So I won't necessarily use those words because I don't like them, but this loss feels very, very familiar. Even though I didn't get to see it down the stretch, it's just like you guys said. 10-point lead in the fourth quarter is one of those games you gotta win, man. I ain't really trying to hear nothing else. I thought this was some of the losing we were getting out of the way.
Mhm.
This was what all of the whole shit in the pants was all about. Not losing these types of games.
Right.
And we lost this type of game. I don't feel real good about it. The only thing that doesn't make me feel as bad as I probably could feel about it is I didn't get to see the end part of it. But I don't
Mhm.
like this loss. This is a bad loss to me. Um, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. All right, man. Y'all know what to do, man. Like the video, comment on the video. Y'all know what it is. Join Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. All right, so give us your thoughts on the Lions loss yesterday in the comments. You know what I'm saying? That's our family discussion topic for today. Give us your thoughts on that tough Lions loss to the Vikings yesterday. Man, it was brutal. It was brutal down the stretch. And there were some key factors to that. It was kind of holistic, we have holistic wins, but this was a holistic loss. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of factors that played into this loss by the defense, by the offense. So we got to get into the whole thing, man. So all right. Go ahead, man. Like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. Become a part of Prowl Nation, man. Go ahead and click that subscribe button. And you know what I'm saying? Become a part of the Prowl Nation family. Next up is my man LL, man. Let's get your review of the offense, man, how they performed yesterday or lack thereof down the stretch. What you got, my man?
Well, bad loss yesterday, man. At least in my opinion. This is one of the losses that we couldn't have. Initially starting out offensively, we didn't look necessarily the best. We were able to move the ball though. We got down and missed a field goal. We got to see a gigantic fourth down conversion to St. Brown on that crossing route. The run game eventually ended up picking up. I was surprised. Some of the guys were back. Ragnar was back, and they moved Evan Brown over to right guard. So Dan Skipper came in, and he still started at the left guard. But our offensive line held up the whole game. Didn't give up a sack. One thing I do want to highlight. I know that you already got your balled out or bossed up balled out players. Pick Kurt, but honorable mention if I could add to that list is Penei Sewell. That dude's a monster, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was the one play he was like on the down block. I think it was on the fourth down. He was on the
Mm-hmm.
down block. Blocked my man, and pushed the guy who was about to tackle Jamal Williams. So it was just like all in one, like down block, boom, one motion, got up, boom, pushed my man. So That's a very active gentleman out there. I love to see that. Every time I see it, I watched some of the Chargers game yesterday, and I just remember them talking about Rashawn Slater from last year. And this is no diss to him. I don't like to use other players to boost other players, so I'm not going to talk about him. But I just remember that and them just saying like how good he was. And in my opinion, he wasn't necessarily the best, but then just seeing that from Penny Shore. So I really like that pick. I really hope that I'm loving that pick more and more and more and more. Just got to see more of St. Brown all over the field. I got a sweep to him. Play action was big yesterday. We got to see a lot more play action. I want to see that more often going throughout the season. Play action, the hop for the touchdown, great play call, well-designed play. Even Goff, early on, Goff was even able to evade some pressure a little bit. But there was, even though last week, because we talked about it in the first game, it was some questionable play calling. Last week, I thought the play calling was a little bit better, and at least in the first half, the play calling was, looking kind of shaky. We had some good spots, had some, like, what the hell is y'all doing spots? But that's all I pretty much saw, because I only got to see the first half, fell asleep at halftime. Don't even remember falling asleep. I just remember waking up and it was 4:19. I said, God damn. But if y'all want to fill me in on what happened in the second half, here's y'all change.
Yeah, for me, the ankle injuries to St. Brown and Swift interrupted the flow of the offense. You know what I'm saying? That they weren't able to get that rhythm down the stretch. If you can understand what I'm saying, like the plays that they were usually run, or they couldn't even use St. Brown in his normal role because he was slower on his routes. It was tougher out of his breaks. You can look at him, you can tell he was laboring on that leg. The calls down the, like, we're trying to run the clock out, man. And those 3 straight runs with Jamal Williams were just bad play calling. I mean, you look at it, the Vikings knew exactly what was coming, man. You could have audible at the line, switched to a play action or outside zone or something. No rhythm really down the stretch in the offense. If you look at even the Whoopi went out with an injury. Collided with Khalif Raymond. You can tell those guys were not used to playing with each other because they were crossing. It was a deep crossing route where there was kind of that natural pick play, and they ran into each other. It's like, what in the hell? You can tell that these guys have no rhythm kind of working with each other. It was some bad play calling. You look at the kicking woes, man, to try to go for that field goal in the same direction that the other kicker from the other team had missed 2 field goals in the same distance at that, at going that direction. Punt the ball or go for it on 4th down. You pin them deep. You have a Pro Bowl punter that can pin those guys deep and try to make them go the length of the field. Yeah, you gotta be better in your play selection down there toward the end of the game. Long ride home for a young offense, man. Some learning, some lessons to be learned in this game by everyone involved on the offensive side of the ball. What you got, Coach Jones?
Man, first off, those 2 missed field goals by Austin Seibert, man, those were killers because those put the Vikings at the middle of the field.
Yep.
So those were two man. The offense did lack rhythm in the second half. I knew it's partially because St. Brown went out because Swift was kind of playing like he was basically playing the Jamal Williams role. And they kind of reversed because Jamal Williams was like the lead back and Swift was like the spell back. I don't really know about why that was, but I feel like that little bit of explosion out of the backfield was lacking. Like not the whole gig, but just the big chunk plays. You know what I'm saying? I feel like 1 or 2 of those Swift would have, he'd have been able to, get. But
the injury, he got hurt again, man. It was bad. He was limping bad. Yeah.
There's 2 things that really stand out to me besides that, and one is Hawkinson's got the touchdown where he still wasn't involved.
Yep, that's very true.
Still was not involved. Like, what the hell is going on with the reason why Hawkinson is not involved in the offense? Is it because of what he's not doing or what the coaches are not calling? Like, there has to be some type of something between that, or else why the hell would you re-sign him then?
Yeah, because
You know what I'm saying?
he
Why
had
would-
three catches yesterday.
for
On
like 15 yards or something.
he
Or
had three,
something crazy.
yeah, on 4 targets. That was it.
Yeah, so either they not calling the plays like designed for Hawkinson, or you're not, or he's not running the route. It's something that's missing between them, and I'm not gonna give a guy no damn money that I only feel deserves 3 or 4 routes. You know, again, like you know what I'm saying? F that. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I go give me a secondary tight end. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we might be victim blaming here.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Hot
I'm
can't throw
not
the ball
blaming
to
nobody.
himself.
I just don't see what it, I don't know if it's on Hawkinson or if it's on the coaching staff not calling the plays designed for Hawkinson, because either or they got to figure that out, because he's the main weapon on this offense.
Yep.
When you go look into the season, he was like DeAndre Swift, Amon St. Brown, TJ Hawkinson.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And I
Mm-hmm.
ain't seen no TJ Hawkinson. So
Yep.
and then another thing is where the hell is Cephas at? When Amon St. Brown was like,
Playing special teams.
when Amon St. Brown tweaked his ankle, why was Cephas not in the game
It was Khalif
as
Raymond.
as a safety blanket? Because that's Cephas' job.
Yeah, it was
He's not
Khalif
breaking
Raymond
away from nobody.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, but Raymond is not he's not as sure-handed as Cephas is, right?
Nah.
So Cephas could be that safety blanket, and he was not in the game. I wonder why he was not in the game. If he ain't in the game, then trade his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, then trade him. So I mean, for real, like get something
I feel
for him.
you.
Don't have him sitting on the sideline. But I don't want to get into like I know I'm starting to run getting, you know, but yeah, that's those are my feelings, man. Just, you know, like get it together, man.
Yeah, two streaks came to an end yesterday at the end of that game. Amon St. Brown, his streak of 8 straight games with 8 receptions or more and a touchdown ended yesterday, and our streak of scoring touchdowns, what was that, 18 straight quarters, we scored a touchdown. We not scored a touchdown in the fourth quarter, so that came to an end yesterday as well. So holistic issues on the offensive side of the ball. The offensive line still played well, and you know it did their thing. I think those injuries interrupted the flow of the offense. I just, as you can tell, that those guys that came in, because Cephas did play some at the end of the fourth quarter, but their rhythm was so off, and you couldn't replicate that because these guys aren't getting first team reps. So they don't have the rhythm with Jared Goff, you know, coming to that game. So, all right, man. Hey, man, if you're going to get yourself some Lions gear, because I know, you know, you're still a Lions fan, even we went tough love, man, go to fanatics.com. Links in the description below. Hey, man, a portion of the proceeds from that link going to help us grow the content right here on this channel. If you're going to get yourself some, you know, because our Wolverines, they had a tough game. That was a tough game this weekend. But, you know what I'm saying? If you're Wolverine on Saturday and you're a Lion on Sunday, go ahead to wolverlion.com, man. Hook up, you know, Coach Jones got the hook up for you, man. So go ahead and support our guy right there. If you're going to support the Cancer Society of Michigan, go over to Roar Up. The link's in the description. Get yourself some Roar Up gear by our main man, Lion Super Fan. Hey, check us out on LionsNationUnite.com, man. The ultimate virtual hangout for Detroit Lions fans. You got your man Dose of Dion, you got Rad, you got my man Everything King, and us right there over there in the app. And you can download it in the Google, Android, or Apple App Store, or go to LionsNationUnite.com to get all your Detroit Lions news and rumors, man, and meet Detroit Lions fans from all over the globe. And you can check us out at DetroitLionsOnTheProwl.com, man. We got content over there. And while you're over there, click on the link for LionsOnTheProwlShop.com, man. And if you get yourself some LNU gear, man, go on to LNUShop.com. Now we pay some bills, man. Back to the content. My man, Coach Jones, man, holla at me about this defense, brother.
You know what? I can't be that bad on the defensive front. We held our own on the D line. So, you know, I can't really be too mad about that. We didn't have some guys in there. You know, so that kind of worried me a little bit going into the game, but you know, they held their own. More of the issues was on the back end. For 2, we didn't really get enough pressure on Kirk Cousins. That's one thing I can say. Aiden Hutchinson went missing. you know, in those type of big games when you need your D line to step up. I'm not gonna pick on Hudson because he's a rookie, but at the same time, you're number 2 overall pick. You got to make a play.
You're getting
You know
double
what I
team a
mean? You
lot
gotta.
yesterday.
I
He
know.
was
I
getting
understand that. I understand that. But you know, but you know, you got to find a way to make a play, man.
Yep.
You know, and that comes from the other defensive ends as well, Charles Harris, and you know, it was just making it because I said from the beginning we got to pressure Kirk Cousins, and Kirk Cousins did not have enough pressure on him.
Nope. I agree.
He did a few times, but not really. The back end, man. Um, the thing that really made me mad about the back end was the touchdown where Mike Hughes got passed off. Well, when Justin Jefferson, when it was 3rd and goal, right, and Justin and Jeff Okudah passed off Justin Jefferson to Mike Hughes on the goal line, and we got that PI. And then they got the first down when they could have just kicked the field goal. I didn't like that because Jeff Okudah, that's your man. That's been your man all game long. Why you gonna pass that man off on the goal line? You know, on the goal line, you gonna like. I understand that's how you usually do defensive things. Like you know, usually pass the guy off, and you know what I'm saying. But don't do that on the goal line. And then you have Mike Hughes, who he just not. I don't know what the hell he was doing, man. He's not the same player that he was last year, obviously, for Kansas City, because he just looked like a rookie out there. He looked like man, he got the PI call. Then, you know, on the final plays of the drive, he blew the coverage against Osborne. I'm like, man, like, why were you playing like inside, but you was looking, but you didn't turn your head. You just like you expected a blanket guy over top, but that's Osborne. That's not Thielen or Jefferson. You know you won't get no goddamn help over the top, man. Like you know what I'm saying? Like nobody better help you, man, with Osborne.
Yeah.
What the hell? But you know, I mean. Yeah, see, I'm gonna get into my little rant, man. So look, I can't like, yeah, man, but it's just those simple little things, just a few minor things that just, you know, they just did that, and it would have been different, man. And that's those are
That's
things that
what you
we got to
got.
fix to practice. So,
Lost of Tracy Walker to that ankle, or worst case scenario, maybe an Achilles, hurt that back into the defense, man. He wasn't there to direct that traffic as the captain of that secondary. Before the Dalvin Cook injury, that run defense was shaky. It had good spots, but it got better later on in the game, but it still needs some work. The blitzes, not enough blitzes by Aaron Glenn, man. You have to blitz Kirk Cousins, man. He struggles against the pressure. The few times he showed up, man, he pressured him. It showed his struggles, man. Sacked by Anzalone. So I mean, the quarterback pressure, you have to keep him because that offensive line is susceptible to pressure. If you bring enough blitzes, man, bringing up people that they can definitely give up some sacks. Shout out to Hefe, man. Hefe who did his thing yesterday, man. Hefe did his thing most of the game. He did get some help, but in the man coverage, man, the dude did his thing. Jefferson had 3 catches for 14 yards. That's it.
yeah.
That's it. That is it. That is it. You have to give it up to. Now, here we go. AO was getting torched by Thielen all game. If he wasn't giving up catches, he was getting too many penalties, pass interference, illegal touching, illegal contact, holding. Man, boy, you're gonna have to, because here's the thing: if Okudah is playing like he's playing right now, and he's getting messed up against the number 1, they're gonna go away from him, and they're gonna key on the guy who's on the other side. And Amani Warrior, boy, you got to handle that pressure better, because Okudah was doing his thing. He did his thing. He got some help, but for the most part, he did his thing against Justin Jefferson, man. And you have to be ready. Now, I will say this. I mean, he got away with one later in the game where I think he probably got away with another PI call or at least illegal contact. But he was playing. I understand you want to play physical, But once you get away from that 5 yards, man, you have to let that dude go. And with the touchdown, man, with Mike Hughes giving a touchdown to Osborne, man, you didn't have the luxury of having Tracy Walker back there, captain of D, because he calls that secondary. He puts guys in position. Deshaun Elliott hasn't been back there doing that. He plays back there, but Tracy Walker puts those guys in the correct sets in the secondary, man, and they missed that yesterday, and that especially that back part of that game. It was bad, man, and hopefully, man, it's not the worst case scenario. He has some tests today, so hopefully we'll find out something today on that on that Tracy Walker injury, man. But that was a tough loss, man. And it was, some of it was performance, some of it was play calling, man. You have to be able to get that pressure on that guy. Even down the stretch, you could have caught some more blitzes on Kirk Cousins, man, because he'll throw you one, or he'll throw one to the ground, man. He'll miss some throws if you put enough pressure on him. So, hey, man, if you like the content, man, like the video, share the video, comment on the video, man. It's gonna help this content to get out to more Lions fans just like yourself, man. It's a tough thing to talk about this stuff on a Monday, man, but we gotta talk about it. We gotta get it all out so we can woosah and move on, man. Because guess what? It's on to the Seahawks now, baby. It's all business. It's on to the Seahawks. But before we get into all that, man, I got to give my boss up, balled out players of the game. First up on the offensive side of the ball, we got my man Swag Daddy, 20 carries for 87 yards, 2 touchdowns, man. He did step in the road, that second touchdown was a nice run, man. Bounced to the outside, showed a little more speed than I thought he had. Got to the pylon, man, and then he got the Key and Peele penalty. gave more than 3 pumps, man. that four pump got him a penalty. I was like, I forget the name of that the guy who did it bad, but that was the Key and Peele penalty with the pumps, man. And you know who it got to be on the defense, man. Jeff Okudah, like I said, man, 3 receptions for 14 yards to Justin Jefferson, man, who is an outstanding all-pro receiver. And
top 5.
I mean, he is
alive. That's off one LP.
Jeff Okudah has really stepped up his play this season, man. And shout out to him and to the secondary for helping them out with him when they need it. All right, now, we never got to give our ball on player of the game, man. Y'all already know who it is, man. Amani Oruwariye, man. Adam Thielen was just taking you to school, man. And if he wasn't catching the ball, you was just giving up PI penalties all game to this cat, man. Now, he didn't have a lot of yards. He had 6 catches for 61 yards and a touchdown. But if you look at how many penalties we had called on that game, we had 7 penalties for 59 yards, man, and I think probably 5 of them were Amani Oruwariye, man. And that one drive where they scored a touchdown to get closer into the game, I think it was like 5 yards a chunk, and it was all of it was Amani Oruwariye. It was just like penalty after penalty after penalty. So he is your balled on player of the game, man. You got to be more careful, young fella. All right. With all that being said, man, thank you guys for checking us out right here in Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. Now it's time for us to zip our lip and see what you had to say about the last show, man. It's time for the comment cards, baby. All right, first up, we got Jeffrey Inglesby, and this worked in the first half. Long drives and time management will keep Minnesota offense off the field. Lions 35-10, or the score didn't work out that way, but that was the key to the first half. We had long, sustained strides, and we kept Justin Jefferson and Dalvin Cook on the sidelines for that first half of the game.
Right. Friend of the show, Lion King says the Vikings are going to be angry with losing Monday night and look to take it out on the Lions. The fans there will be loud to disrupt Jared Goff, and ordinarily Detroit will crumble under the pressure. But not this team. They don't care how angry the fans are, and the Vikings will be even more angry after this game. Lions 35, Vikings 27. I wish, Lion King.
I wish.
Hatter's House 710. Is that a new person?
Yeah, it is. That's got to be a new person. Yeah.
What's up, Hatter's House? What's going on with you? Salute. Hatter's House 710 says Lions should and will win. I wish, man. I really
Yep.
wish. They will control both lines of scrimmage, force a turnover or two,
We
and walk
did.
out of Minnesota with the 35-31 Lions. You know what? That was a close fruition, man. That was a really close fruition, man.
Yep.
So shout out to Hatters House 710, man. Welcome to the Detroit Lions on the Prowl.
All right, so I got to give it up. I got to give it up to a Vikings fan, Base Jiren. I think it's how you say your name. He said Lions have always had advantage against Minnesota. Y'all have beaten us once since 2017. That was last year. I got to give it to you, man. Y'all beat us again yesterday, but we'll see you guys week 14. We'll see you week 14. Don't worry about it, dog. All right, what you got, LL?
Fuck the Vikings. John Kapler says, you guys in this 5 and 6 sacks against the Vikings, calm down. Let's be realistic. Read a good defensive sack number last week. Let's remember this isn't a video game. This is going to happen every week. All right, I don't even really understand it all the way, John Kapler, but thanks for the
Because I said 5 sacks.
No, I get it, but I get it. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get enough pressure on Kirk Cousins. I think that was really the story of the game. We didn't get pressure on them. If we would have got them at least 4 sacks, maybe not 5, but at least 4, then we would have got to them. So
Yep.
Rich Bean says, is that a new person too?
Yep.
Oh, okay, what's up, man? Shout out to all the new fans, man. That's checking our lines on the Prowl and comment, man. We really appreciate y'all. Rich Bean says, I want Chark to get in the groove. Had some big drops this season. Keep offense going. You know what, Chark kind of did get into the groove. He didn't because he still missed. There was still some miscues between him and Goff, but he did get more comfortable into the offense. This game, so he's getting there. He's not where he was at the game me and LL went to the practice. He's not there yet, but he's getting there. So it is what it is, man. It's time, But if you like this content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, help us get this out to more Lions fans like yourself. Different laptops though, y'all know the deal. What's up next, Curt?
All right, now it's time for Dessert with Man Curt, brought to you by Delightful Bites, custom cookies and desserts for any occasion. If you like how they look, you'll love how they taste. Go on over to Facebook, the links in the description below, to get yourself some Delightful Bites, man. If you don't do the Facebook thing, you can email her directly at delightfulbites18@gmail.com or go over to TikTok or Instagram and check out all that beautiful dessert footage. Delightful Bites, get your cookie on. All right, so congratulations to Tracy Walker. People wondering why he was missing the last couple of days of practice, because his wife gave birth to their second child. Him and his wife Bella gave birth to their second child. He has Cinco, so I don't know if he named the child Tracy Walker the fifth, because his son, he is Tracy Walker the third. His oldest son is Tracy Walker the fourth. So if he named his child Cinco, that probably means he named the child Tracy Walker the fifth. Some people do that, like George Foreman, for all the kids, even though they may have different middle names. They'll give them they'll keep that lineage going with the name, for a fifth, whatever. But congratulations to Tracy Walker and his wife Bella on the birth of their second child and another son. So tough break with the injury. He traveled separate from the team yesterday to the game. He was, enjoying that, the glows of fatherhood, you know what I'm saying? But, kids are a blessing, man, and hopefully the injury, man, I'm afraid it ain't that bad, man, but it don't look good for the kid. But again, congratulations to Tracy Walker and his son. Let's go ahead and take a walk on over to the Wall of Fame, baby. All right, first up, we got our bronze members. We got my man Brian Stover in the building, Everything King. We got Bob Korowski and Dan Spanos is in the building. Silver members, we got my man Cap Ice Cold, John Martin, and Mr. Scotty the Bear, the Frenchman, baguettes, and all that. What's up, Frenchie? All right, for our gold members, we got my man, Mr. Reliable Michael Huck. We got Just in the D. We got Michael Lewis, Lady Lionel Douchebagia, Mr. Rough and Raw himself, North End Ken, and the Doctor, Dr. Detroit. He is always in. To become a member of the Wall of Fame, click that join now button in the description. Time for final thoughts for today's show. What you got, my man LL, my man, my mellow? Get on the mic, cause you eat jello.
I'm gonna throw in my one thought or my couple thoughts on the defense side as well, because you skipped me there earlier, Curt. But
I'm sorry.
No, you good. The only reason why I said about the victim blaming is yeah, he didn't have Armando Oria didn't have a good game, but it's also one of them things like, you know, they said they was gonna make an emphasis on calling that this year, and I think he just might have been the one that they was calling. Yeah, I'm not saying he wasn't doing what he was, you know, they was calling him to do, but he was a part of that emphasis. And of course, like we all know, like they was coming off a bad loss last week. They didn't necessarily want to lose again, and maybe they thought, hey, you know, in that game we was getting held a lot, you know, all sort of stuff. So we gonna make an emphasis to call it out on this game. And then Mario Warrior was the one who got caught up in that roller. But you know, I feel like we're gonna see much better from him the rest of the season. And this should be the spark of that. If not, then you know we'll see more of it. So, but even then, you know, everybody didn't play that bad. They still held everybody down pretty much. It's just, you know, those penalties did end up killing us. But other than that, have a great day. On to the Seahawks, man. That's one of the ones we gotta win. We lost this one, we gotta win that one. Can't lose that one. If not, then I'm gonna start saying it the same old Lions shit.
I just want to say, man, you gotta take this like you would take a win. You watch film on Monday, digest it Tuesday, leave that shit at home. And you know, and come out with a new day. It's a new day, and it's just like for me and for us. You know, we watch film as a coaching staff on Sunday. We talk about it, and then we slide in some game film on the team we playing next, and then you know we have the guys watch film on Monday, and then we slide in our opponents, man. And you gotta take that with a grain of salt and move on, man. So
Yeah,
you know, digest it and move on, man. It's on to the next. Seahawks, Dirty Birds, Uncle Curtis, we coming for you.
all right. So yeah, for me, yeah, you have to take it. You have to take it. Don't let this game ruin your season for you. Let me say that again. Don't let this game ruin your season because the players can't do it and us as fans can't do it. You can't let this game ruin your season and your outlook for the season. I'm still at 7 to 10 wins. We still got a lot of people coming back here off an injury here in the next couple of weeks. We get some guys healthy, man, and we got an early bye, so we get able to get these guys healthy for the back end of the stretch of the season. So I'm still optimistic with 7 to 10 wins, man. It hasn't changed my outlook whatsoever. I almost picked the Vikings, to be honest with you, on Thursday and Friday, but I went with the Lions because I looked at how the Vikings were playing, and to be honest with you, I still think we were this close to getting that game. But you know, that close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades. So we got to take the loss for how it goes. You take the L, you keep moving on. You get ready for the Seahawks. Turn the page, keep it moving. But hey, thank you guys for joining us right here on Detroit Lions on the Prowl, your home for Detroit Lions news and rumors, man. It's Monday. The grind starts today, man. Hey, you got to go into work, man. Deal with your people, man. If you got some Vikings fans at the job, man, you know what I'm saying? You give them the head nod and keep it moving, man. That's what we're going to do today. Got to keep it moving. Nah, I can't give them eye jammies, man. But you tell them good game and keep moving, man. They know they should have lost that game, so they already know. Because I got my partner hit me up. He was like, "Yeah, we got away with one on that one." So they already know. But hey, if you're getting overwhelmed at work, take a step back. Woo-sah. We're in the last week of September, man, and it's still Mental Health Awareness Month, man. And go ahead and get your mental checked out, man. And it doesn't have to wait till September, man. Any day of the year you're feeling overwhelmed and you think you can't go on without some help, man, get some help, man. Ask someone for some help. Mental health professionals are there for you, and they are trained in that, man. So you can go and get yourself some help, man. Is better than suffering in silence, man. Get yourself some help, man, because asking for help is a sign of strength and not weakness, man. So I know you enjoyed your lunch today, man. It may have been a little sour because of the loss, man, but go ahead, get that napkin, man. Wipe them crumbs off your face, man. Finish your drink and get back to work, baby. And whatever you're doing in life, you got to boss up, ball out, and be the best version of you that you can be. For my fellas, LL and Coach Mike, this is Curt Steele, and we will holla at you real soon. Happy heavenly birthday, Jim. We love you, Jim.